But anyway, Facebook joined the Trilly Club. Facebook is now a $1 trillion company. Last week, we talked about Microsoft becoming a $2 trillion company. And well, this week, Facebook is like, don't forget about us. We're joining this club. So now in the United States, there are 5 companies that are worth over $1 trillion. We got Apple. We got Microsoft. Both of those are worth $2 trillion. And closely behind them, we got Google and we got Amazon. Those are worth about $1.9 trillion. And then Facebook pulling up at the rear like, yo, we still in this FANG business. We still one of these big 5 tech companies, and they're showing it right now being worth over $1 trillion. But even bigger news than that was the fact that Facebook was able to say, we beat our case. Facebook bit their case because if you remember, Facebook was facing an antitrust lawsuit from the FTC and also from about 46 different state legislatures who alleged that has a little bit too much power, who alleged that Facebook was a monopoly. And so they brought it before the judge, and the judge was like, yeah. That's cool what you're saying, but you ain't really bringing me no facts, so I have to rule in favor of Facebook. The judge said, it is almost as if the agency expects the court to simply nod to the conventional wisdom that Facebook is a monopoly. Literally, in all honesty, he is right. I mean, he was like, yo, if you're trying to prove that Facebook is a monopoly, you got to prove that Facebook is a monopoly. You can't just be up in here in my court and just be like, yo, Facebook is a monopoly for social networks. Although it's true, which is one of the things he said in his quote was like, just using conventional wisdom, but you can't use conventional wisdom in the court of law. It's about what you can prove in the court of law. So it was like, prove something. Because right now, y'all ain't proving it that Facebook is a monopoly, even though they actually are a monopoly. Like, let's be honest, most people access the internet through Facebook or through Google. Those are the 2, or through nowadays through Amazon. Those are basically the 3 websites that everybody, when they go online, they're going to one of those 3 stops. And so he was just like, yo, if you're about to bring this case before me, you got to prove it. You got to prove. So Facebook, they celebrated. And after that court case went away, boom, the stock price surged. And then they hit that trilly mark. So, and then the other thing is, this is not like the end of the case by any means. The FTC has until July 27th to regroup and file a new complaint against Facebook. So even though Facebook won their court case, it don't mean that this war is over. It just means that it's getting started, and it's showing the FTC how exactly it needs to formulate its battle plans to ensure that they can continue to jump on the bandwagon, or rather they can continue to put pressure on Facebook to maybe change some of its practices. Moving on from there, it's been hot. And I live in the South. Right? And it's been kind of hot for us, but it's not like scorching heat just yet. We still get that nice breeze blowing. So it still feels kind of good when I take my walks outside and when I go outside and do all the things that I want to do outside. When I go play soccer early in the morning, we get that nice little breeze. The clouds are still going on overhead. So it feels good. But in the Northwest, and oh my gosh, why is he doing this right now? Why is he blowing leaves right now? But we gonna persevere and we gonna push through, and hopefully y'all won't be able to hear the guy blowing weeds, my neighbor blowing weeds outside right now when I'm recording, when I was hoping that nobody, which usually nobody's doing anything at this time. But nevertheless, let's get back on topic. I hope you enjoyed that little snippet of the Rambling Mind podcast. If you want more of the Rambling Mind podcast, or if you want to listen to the whole episode that you just heard, go check it out on any podcast listening platform, whether that be Anchor, Spotify, Google Podcast, Apple Podcast, Breaker, Stitcher. I could go on, but you guys already know which podcast you love to use to listen to. So go check it out. Link down in the description as well. I'm gonna catch y'all later. Peace.